Hi Cancer, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in June, and this is your June 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, sort of what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight, and that's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. Also keep in mind I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's, but if you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Two of Staves, which is Aries energy, and Eight of Staves, which is Sagittarius energy. So, it's good to be saying that for a lot of you, there could be physical distance between the two of you, or at least there might have been in the past, but I feel like this is saying that between the two of you, you might have had a lot of communication going back and forth, possibly through social media or texting or something along those lines. But yeah, it looks like there was a lot of communication, possibly around visiting each other if there was physical distance, but at the very least, it looks like there was a lot of communication, passionate communication as well between the two of you in the past. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy, and the Devil, Capricorn energy. So the main thing I'm getting looking at these two cards, I feel like this is saying that they probably were in another connection at the time that they were still trying to get released from. So I don't necessarily feel like they were happy in the connection, especially if you look at the artwork in the Eight of Swords. I feel like at the same time they might have felt like they weren't quite sure how they could get out of it. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Nine of Staves. So this is a Sagittarius energy here, and this could just be saying that for a lot of you, you just might have started to feel guarded, right? So especially if you found out that they were in another connection in the past, that might have been what made you feel like you needed to put a stop to the connection between the two of you. So I feel like this is saying that you're very guarded, where we saw a lot of communication come through in the past position. I feel like this is saying in the present position, there's probably not much communication between the two of you at all at this time. All right. Present energy on their side, we have the Four of Swords. So this is Libra energy here, and I feel like this is saying that now they are going through that healing process. So for the majority of them, I feel like this is saying if they were in another connection in the past that they were having difficulty getting out of, I feel like this is saying that they are out of it now, and now they're just going through that healing process after leaving the connection. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Ace of Cups. So this could represent that openness now on your part, or at least in the future, I should say, that you would have more of an openness in the future toward actually moving toward the connection again. Because like I said, that's what it seems to be for the majority of you, that there was interest there, a lot of communication, may have found out that they were in a relationship that I feel like they weren't happy with. The present, it looks like you're guarded now because of that. It looks like they are going through healing. And now in the future, it looks like there will be some openness on your part to actually get the connection off the ground again. All right, future energy on their side, we have the Seven of Swords reversed, Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the Two of Swords reversed. So I'll put these in the upright while we speak about them, but Seven of Swords in the upright can represent some deception. So to see this come up in reverse to me is a good sign, saying that they're not going to be dishonest with you around the situation. With the Seven of Pentacles, if this is in the upright, this could represent putting in work and effort towards something. You know, there again, in the upright, you wouldn't necessarily be happy with it, but it's just one of those things where you've put a lot of energy toward it and you're still working toward it. So to see this in reverse to me says as well another indicator that they have left that previous connection behind. And with the Two of Swords energy in reverse as well, I think this is saying that they've made up their mind as well. So yeah, these are all pretty good indicators for me that it looks like for the majority of you they were in another connection, seem to be healing from leaving it behind in the present, and in the future they're going to have their mind made up. I don't think there's going to be any desire on their part to go back to the previous connection or anything like that. So looks like the energy will be a lot more clear in that regard. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Princess of Staves. So this could just be pointing to the energy where, like I said, it looks like you guys might be pulling away in the present because of the fact that, like I said, you might have picked up that, oh, okay, they're in another connection at this time. So you might have pulled away for that reason. But I feel like this is saying the way she's looking over her shoulder that there was a desire for you to potentially see it come back somewhere down the line in the future. And now it looks like that will be what's going to take place. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Three of Cups. So this is actually a Cancer energy here. And usually it represents the middle 10 degrees of Cancer, basically. So this could represent even as early as the first 10 days of July. You might actually see the forward progress with this person where you could actually connect and start to build. So June could be one of those things where they're just clearing the energy out for the most part. By the time we get to Cancer season, especially right in the beginning of July, it looks like you guys can reconnect and have that celebratory energy. All right, so moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I pre-shuffled this deck before we started recording. What I'm going to be looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. Initially, I'll be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without any coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull a card that way. So let's see what we get. Almost had one there. Alright, and that does want to go back in the deck. And next we'll see what we get from them to you. Alright, and that does want to go back in the deck. So first we'll see what we have on your side. Alright, we have guilt. It says, hurting you was never my intention, but now it's hurting me too. Interesting. I didn't necessarily feel like you guys were related to this past situation. It does look like they were definitely going through some tough times in the past, but I didn't necessarily see you as connected to that. So I suppose for some of you, it may be possible that, you guys might have been the ones who left the connection behind in the past, and that could have been where they were going through some difficulty. I still don't feel like that's going to be the case for the majority of you, though, but maybe for a few of you that would resonate with your story. All right. And, well, yeah, to be fair, because then maybe that explains this energy as well that we see where, like I said, the moving away from the cards on their side. So definitely an interesting angle I didn't see initially, but I suppose that can be the case for some of you. And then on their side, we have clingy. It says, feeling trapped pushes me away. Please give me some space. So yeah, this one I could kind of see fitting with the storyline a little bit better, and only because of the fact that if they were, like I said, especially if they were trapped in another connection, or maybe it isn't even another connection they were in per se, but just in an energy where mentally they couldn't really put energy into the connection. But you guys might have been on that Eight of Wands energy, right? I mean, look at the contrast between the Eight of Wands with all that movement, all those birds, and then look at the Eight of Swords where there's nothing related to movement at all, right? So if you guys were just in a mismatch energy in the past where maybe you were really talkative, always trying to initiate things between the two of you, and this person was going through something a little heavy, that might have been, why they might have moved away from the connection in the past. And if that's the case too, it's good to see with the Four of Swords that they are healing. So if that's the case, I feel like that's not necessarily going to repeat in the future. Hopefully that resonated with you. All right, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice to wrap the reading up with. All right, almost had one there. Oh, there we go, now we got one. Okay, so you guys have Truth to be Told. There's the artwork, and the number is 14. So, let's see. Okay, the relationship message says people tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based on your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth to be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen. So yeah, at the very least, I would say maybe in the present, it doesn't like the most positive energy for communication between the two of you, but definitely with the future energy on their side, looking at all the releasing that they're doing and then seeing the Ace of Cups on their side, looks like it's saying that in the near future, you guys probably will have that opportunity to talk things through, and that should help the situation out. So yeah, once again, like I said, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in June. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.